Yeah, we are able to hear.
Yes, Purna.
Thank you. So, thank you all for joining. Hope you can see my screen as well.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, we'll get started. Uh, Thank you again for joining this call. Uh, from last 2 years, you've been listening about AI and especially about GenAI, right? Generative AI. And with the introduction of ChatGPT, many people were excited, and then they were getting, doubts about their careers as well, right? What happens to my role in my organization? uh, that's very natural, right? Because every day you will hear something about generative AI. So you are hearing from Anthropic, you are hearing from Cohere, you are hearing from Microsoft, Google, Amazon, whatnot, right? Everybody is coming and saying that I have my LLM automating this. I have my a tool automating this. My deep research agents are automating that. I have agentic platform automating end-to-end process like this. On top of that, you also see many news, right, over internet. This is how you see, right? Uh, the You are very familiar about Cloud Code. Cloud Code is one of the coding agent, right? So there are discussions saying that, hey, I can do 90% of the coding work on myself. You don't need a developer. And now the developers are, getting scared. Okay, if Cloud Code is going to do all coding, what a developer need to do? Okay, and ChatGPT is giving you the complete analysis. You go to ChatGPT, it will analyze your documents. It can create presentations, it can create images, and it can create test cases for you, and it can create presentations for you. It can do a project management, whatnot, right? ChatGPT is doing everything. And likewise, you have many other platforms like Perplexity from Anthropic. You have so many so many modules as well, and you hear very uh, a lot about Gemini Enterprise as well from Google, right? Google has so many Gemini models. Okay, they can do almost everything what a developer can do, what a tester can do, what a DevOps engineer can do, what a project manager can do. Okay, like there are so many platforms. Okay, and everybody is having a doubt. Hey, what is my future in the next 3 4 months, right? So that's where I thought of conducting a webinar on this. Wanted to share my experience, what I've been doing in the last couple of months. Not couple of months, I would say couple of years. Okay, from the day ChatGPT came into market, we started working on it. Okay, so I closely work with Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and many other vendors, even Anthropic and Cohere as well. So uh, I also hear a lot about what they're going to do, right? Okay, so that helps me to give you, more insights about what each and every role in software engineer is going through, and what they need to do as well. Okay, so before jumping into any other slides, I just would like to understand from all of you, what generative AI platforms you are working on. It might be Microsoft Copilot, it could be ChatGPT, it could be anything. Are you using any such platforms in your day-to-day life? Probably you can raise your hand and
Yes, we are using ChatGPT and Google Gemini.
right, ChatGPT. And anyone else, anything?
Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, everything for now.
Right, okay. And anybody is using GitHub Copilot or Cloud Code?
Yeah, yeah, we are
Yeah.
using GitHub Copilot Purna.
GitHub Copilot, right? And then probably you start using Cloud Code as well in future, right? And there are many
Yes.
other coding agents as well. Okay. Hi, if you are not talking, please go on mute. Okay, thank you. So how, I mean, if some of you could be 2 years experience, some of you could be 10 years, some of you could be 20 years as well. Okay, how you need to do, right? What skills you need to get into to secure your job or to do your job better, or you should be a person of the choice for your management as well, right? If you are a developer, okay, imagine, right? Uh, you have your Visual Studio Code and then you have your GitHub Copilot, right? And most of the people might be using it, but they really do not know uh, what is the best way to use it, right? Okay, uh, if you are a developer with a 2 years or 3 years of experience, definitely you do not have much knowledge about design patterns or an architecture patterns, or you might not be in a position to decide whether the code given by GitHub Copilot is right or wrong, right? These are the some challenges many people really do not know about it. What are the consequences? You take whatever the code suggested by GitHub Copilot and then start using it. Okay, okay, for the first sprint in your project, probably it will go well because you have a less code and less number of use cases as well. As we are moving forward, you will get into regression issues, so you will get a box in regression testing, right? And definitely it will become a chaotic to your project managers, testers, and especially the developer who is working on it. So one definite skill that a developer need to know is patterns, design patterns, right? Or the architecture patterns. People should go and develop those skills in your life so that you can ask GitHub Copilot. Let us say you are creating a function. I mean, you are coding for a such functionality. You should be able to ask GitHub Copilot, "Hey, create a search functionality. It should be searching data in my SQL Server, or it should be searching data in Microsoft SharePoint site, and use open closed principle from solid principles." You have to be in a position to guide GitHub Copilot to write your code. Then only it can write better code, right? And then you need to challenge it as well. Though it is writing a perfect code for you, but you need to challenge it because all these GenAI platforms are having LLMs underneath it, right? OpenAI, GPT, or Gemini, etc. They make mistakes. The way we forget the things, they will also forget. So you need to keep challenging those LLMs. So for software engineers, it's all about knowing what is the best way to code. You don't need to know the all the semantics and syntax things in your programming language, but you should be able to guide the copilot, be it a GitHub Copilot, be it a Cloud Code, be it anything basically. Okay, there are hundreds of platforms in the market so far. Similarly, the testers, right? So already many manual testers moved from their manual way to the automation testing platforms, right? So it could be Selenium, it could be load runner, it could be anything. There are many platforms like Playwright kind of stuff, but their definition is also going to change. If we say that hey, I will take 1 week to write test cases for this requirement, that's it. In future you will become obsolete because you already have platforms like chat gpt or Gemini Enterprise or Perplexity, right? You should be able to use them, giving you the requirements and generating the test cases from them. But again, you need to challenge uh, these large language models, LLMs, right? You need to challenge them. But the difficult part here is that how these test cases are being mapped to your requirements in your Jira or any other requirements management platform. Okay, uh, you need to know that how to use it. And luckily, platforms like Jira, they're also having GenAI features embedded inside it. So uh, I can I can call it as a Jira intelligence. So if you go to Jira, you have a Jira intelligence already enabled. All you need to do is selecting an requirement and telling Jira to create test cases. So you need to, keep up to date about the respective GenAI platforms in your area. If you are a tester, keep looking for GenAI tools or platforms that are coming into the market and keep exploring it. So you have to be on that. And in your areas, let us if you are using a Jira, okay, you need to keep searching for Gen AI related capabilities and keep exploring. That's how you can make yourself up to date. Not only that, uh, let us say if you're an automation tester, so far you've been writing Selenium test cases or some JMeter test cases using Java, .NET, etc. But you should be able to now utilize these coding agents, to create these test cases on their own. You should be a reviewer. Basically, developers will become a senior developers, and then they should be using GitHub Copilot kind of coding agents. If you are a if you're already a tech lead or something or a senior developer, you should be reviewing the code because already GitHub Copilot and other platforms, they can write the code, they can review the code, they can do the pull request, they can close it, and they can generate insights out of it as well. And there are many platforms like recently you might have heard uh, from Anthropic, right? They have a Cloud Cowork. They can automate everything literally on your laptop. It can click any website, it can analyze, it can review your documents, and it will basically generate a multiple agents on its own to complete your work. Okay, so if you're a project manager, if an architect, you should be able to use such kind of tools to improve your productivity. Okay, let us say if a project manager come and say that hey, I need 1 week to create a project plan for this project of 10 resources, then nobody is going to keep you for longer time, right? uh, People are now expecting in a day. If it is a 10 days work, they will ask you to do it in 1 day. So that's where you need to keep exploring the Gen AI platforms that are coming into the market. Okay, just for your reference, I listed out, uh, what are those different roles that are getting impacted at various levels, right? If you take developers are getting impacted very high, q and testers are getting impacted high, DevOps guys also. See, till last year there are ways to automate DevOps pipelines as well, but now we have a GenAI platforms where the complete DevOps pipeline is automated. All you need to do is a DevOps engineer should use that platform, prompt, right? You go to that chatbot and say that, hey, this is my Java application, this is my repository, okay, and I need to have a CI/CD pipeline, deploy this into Azure infrastructure, and this is my Azure account, etc. All you need to do is guide that agent like that. It will do it for you in a matter of minutes. So if you're a DevOps engineer still writing your pipelines or configuring your pipelines on your own, stop doing it. You have to explore these new tools. If your company is not using it, go and propose it actually, or do it on your own with your personal account. Don't worry, you spend a couple of thousands to buy a professional version, right? See, always these free versions will not give you the best capabilities. You need to go for a paid version. So I know it costs you something, but go for a paid version and try it on your own. So similarly, you have content, right? So this is the role which is highly affected. Uh, if you are having 100 content writers in your company an year ago, it might have come down to now 30 or 40 people, or these 30 or 40 people might be reviewing the code. They are no longer writing the content. Actually, they are reviewing the content. Okay. And similarly for HRs as well. I mean, HRs are not an exception here. Even HRs are also getting impacted because they use platforms like Workday, okay, for recruitment, resume screening, etc., etc. Now there are GenAI agents that will do the screening, that will do the shortlisting, and that will send email to the interviewing persons with the updated resume as well. And those agents will also give all the insights about the resume, the profile of that candidate to the interviewers as well. So HR also getting impacted. So each and everyone who is doing some manual activity, uh, 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 directly or indirectly getting impacted. So they need to know, they need to learn these new Gen AI platforms that are coming to picture. So there are hundreds of thousands of platforms, I would say. Don't think, I'm exaggerating. There are now close to 1,000 platforms in Gen AI area in the market. At least I know more than 100 platforms. Okay. And even we onboarded more than close to 100 platforms in our company as well. Okay. So for your reference, I given uh, some tools or platforms in a generative AI area for each and every role here. If you see here, right, developers can use GitHub Copilot, Cloud Code, and from OpenAI you have a Codex, and there is a OpenClaw, etc. These tools will do uh, writing code, fixing bugs, and doing code reviews and everything. Similarly, for DevOps guys, you have a GitHub, and then you have a Harness AI. This is another platform which is having a high level of Gen AI features there. Okay, and for testers, we talked about Jira Intelligence. Security, I know earlier security guys used to go and check each and every application for security bugs. You no longer need to do it. You can use platforms like Holistic AI, Credo AI, and then Palo Alto. Hope you are seeing my screen here. Okay. And similarly, even for project managers, there are many platforms which will do the work of project managers as well. Okay. So I'm talking about all these things saying that, hey, there are many platforms that are doing the work of all these different roles, right? Are they going to be replaced? No. Basically, uh, in some companies you will be given more work. In some companies they will reduce the number because of the cost optimization or budget pressure, etc. We are not replaceable. That people need to understand. Your role is getting elevated. If you are a junior developer writing a code for a particular requirement, probably you should be reviewing the code in a month or so or in a year or so, because you have GitHub Copilot to write the code for you. So that's how your role is getting elevated to the upper level. So I would like to take a pause here and would like to take questions because I wanted to make it very interactive. Some of you might be looking for a change in your role. Some of you might be looking for a job change. So I wanted to uh, uh, allow all these next 20 minutes to answer your queries. Anyone is having any question? I know someone raised their hand. Vishali. Hi, Vishali, please.
Yeah, Purna. So when these many tools are there for each category, like you mentioned, right? In developer, there are around you listed six, and in DevOps, around five are there, right?
Right.
So, I mean, how can we choose among all these tools? And you told like still many agents are implementing. So when already all these are there, why? I mean, I was little confused. Like, so
Yes.
if everybody implemented AI agents, So it will be very difficult to choose among all those agents, right? I mean, organization level also. Right now we are using GitHub Copilot, and you mentioned Cursor, OpenAI, Codex, and
Right,
so how organization are deciding among all these tools which one is best, and
right.
so, and even I'm using GitHub Copilot. Sometimes it is helping us, and sometimes it is eating my time also.
That's right.
Today
Yeah,
I requested, one script. It was given 400 lines. If I
yeah,
write manually, around maybe 50 lines of code I'll write for that issue, whatever
exactly,
it is there. But it is giving 400 lines, and it's very difficult to review that 400 lines, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
again, here, how can we verify that 400 lines of code really required? So I asked the same question back to the Copilot. Then it
right,
said 50 verification steps and 100 comments, and is given detailedly. But still, around 200 lines of code it written for the fix. Yeah, very
right,
difficult, right? So
right. Yeah.
is there
So this is
any
challenge. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Continue, continue.
Yeah, so is there any tool? I mean, are you suggesting us to use GitHub Copilot to write the logic, and we need to check with other like OpenAI whether this code is right or not? So is the good way, or should we blindly see? It's very difficult for me to verify 200 lines of code.
No,
Instead
yeah,
of that, I can write 50 lines of code, and I can fix, and I can verify also,
yeah, yeah.
which
So
making
yeah,
hectic
this is
and
a
eating our time.
yeah, this is a question for organization as well. We have two questions here, Vishal. One, which tool I should be using? Okay, so this is a question to the organization first. Okay, so some companies are heavily invested in Microsoft stack. Some companies are into Amazon. Some companies are into Google. Some companies are having most of the platforms as well. Okay, this is the first question to the organization. Okay, keep in mind that whatever they are proposing you have to use it, because for yourself alone they do not change the platform. That is the first thing. Second, you need to challenge it. That's what I was telling, right? uh, if you do not know how to handle these GenAI platforms like Copilot, they will make your life crazy actually. Because see how these are generating code, right? They have a basically read all the internet articles. They were fed by the books and everything. That's how these platforms improve their knowledge. And also they learn from our prompts as well, right? You are right now you asked for a script, it has given 200 lines. You know that that is not right, but good that at least you know. But many people do not know that that's not the right way to write the code, right? So that's where you need to challenge it. Hey, you have written 200 lines of code, but I can definitely do it in less than 50 lines. Just to make that prompt, it will it will change its approach in writing the code, Vishali. And it's not only with Copilot, it is the same with the Cloud Code, it's the same with the Cursor. Any platform from any vendor, right, will have the same problem. You need to challenge it. So every time, though it has given you code and your code is working, you challenge it. Hey, optimize the code. I see some concerns. Don't you see the concerns? Like that. You need to challenge it how we are talking. In the same way, you need to talk to the Copilot. That's the way you can get the better output, Vishali. And then in future, you may think that I can use a Copilot to write the code. I can use a Cloud Code to verify it. No, it will make your life even more miserable, because both are from different platforms. They do not know your code base completely, right? And and also your platform also should be knowing your underlying tech stack as well. Let us say, what's your database, what's your backend, what's your API management portal, what's your log analytics, what's your unit testing framework. These coding platforms need to know that as well. You need to tell them.
That is my concern, Purna. So
Yeah.
these tools are not helping us. Do you understand? I mean, what I am telling is they are eating our time, and as per my, I mean, since 2 to 3 months we are using this GitHub Copilot, and this is not suitable for the legacy applications which are we are maintaining since 1990s code also
Uh,
there. So.
Definitely, that's a challenge. That's a challenge for sure. So one advice from me is, you have to engage
A lot
the
of echo
platform
is coming
vendor.
for
Listen,
somebody go on mute. They are not talking.
hi, can you all go on mute? Only please, person who is talking should unmute.
Is this
Okay,
disturbance is from my side or is
I
this
think
okay or
from your
can I
side,
mute?
Vishali. Probably we will give some chance to other people and then we'll come back
Okay,
to you.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
sure.
you.
Thank you, Purna.
Thank you. Yeah. Hi, anyone else? Any other question?
Purna, Naresh here. Naresh here.
Yeah, Naresh.
As a developer, we need to make use of these tools, or we need to go ahead and write the code for the create an agents and maintain it, or at this position, like we need to um, manage or utilizing it effectively. What do you suggest?
So these are the pre-built agents, Naresh, like
Okay.
Copilot. This is a pre-built. You do not need to do anything. Uh, okay. All you need to do is giving the right instructions to it. Okay. Let us say I need to create a web application. Okay. Uh, I cannot simply ask it, hey, create a web application, right? I have to tell it, the complete feature set, and I also need to suggest it, hey, use React.js, use SQL Server or Postgres, and use NTR architecture, and follow the solid principles. Like that, you need to teach it actually. Okay, and ensure that every time there is one more problem here. Whenever you get into some defect here, right, might be your application running into issue, you cannot compile it, etc. Then you will ask it to fix it, it will fix it, but it might have given some repercussion to other code. I mean, it might have changed the code in other function as well. Then that function will not work. So you need to be very careful. While these platforms give you a luxury of productivity, but it will also give you a problem of what do you say, regression issues. And when it generates 10 lines of code, you can easily verify it. But let's take Vishali case, right? It has generated 200 lines of code. How can she or he can verify it, right? And forget about it. In a 2 months period or 3 months period, you will have a thousands of lines of code. Okay. Now the problem is that if you have written this code, probably you remember everything and you will go and fix it. But it is written by a platform like an LLM agent. You really do not have any clue, you know, to go and review the code. So you need to follow some practices like, asking this Copilot, to freeze the code. You have to say that, hey, don't change the code. What is already written, what is already working. You have to say that, without changing the existing code, write a new code, make it reusable. So you need to, keep giving the prompts, keep teaching the Copilot or, any coding agent like that. Then only it will help you. Otherwise, it will change all the functions for each and everything, or it might change some of the functions what it has already written. Always said, don't change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Purna. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So see, probably I will show. Even I use, uh, sometimes I don't even use GitHub Copilot. I simply use Chat GPT itself to write code. Okay. So I used to write, hundreds of thousands of lines of code. I can say in my in the month of December, I created an entire data ingestion pipeline in Python on Azure, uh, only by using ChatGPT. It is not even a coding agent. Okay, It is just a chat GPT prompts. I created entire thing because I know what is right and what is wrong. I know the design patterns. I know the best practices, and you need to keep challenging it as well. So I written complete end-to-end pipeline. That means if you have some documents in a folder, take those from the Azure Blob Storage, process those documents using Azure Document Intelligence and some other, and then extract the metadata, extract the sections, and create a vector stores and connect it to the GenAI agents. Everything was done by chat gpt. It is not even coding agent. It is simple analytical reasoning engine, right? So it's all up to you how well you can use it. Keep challenging it. That's the word I can say. Anyone from architecture, or anyone from DevOps, or anyone from any other area that they want to know anything about it?
So, Puna, one more question. Like, in terms of architecting, okay, like cloud architect, okay. So we'll be connecting with, we'll be interacting with multiple services. Let's say Azure. Okay, we'll be
Right.
interacting with multiple services, web jobs, like Azure SQL, or maintaining the networking, scaling up and scale down. So everything needs to be done manually, or is there any platform AI which will going to take care?
Okay. So if you are looking from an architecture perspective, right? Let us say you are a technical architect. Okay. You go to Perplexity, you go to Chat GPT, and describe your, what do you want to do, right? Let us say, hey, I want to create a web app in Microsoft Azure. It should be having connectivity to logic functions, and it should be having connectivity to Cosmos DB, and once the configuration is done, I should be having deploying it to AKS as well. Then you ask it, hey, give me a logical architecture for this. It will give you. Okay, but definitely there will be some issues, right? You need to review it in your way, and if you are not in a position to review that, if you do not have that kind of experience, right? Give the URLs. Let us say Microsoft is having their own reference architectures in their websites, right? Give those URLs. Ask them to review it. Ask the ChatGPT to review it, and update your architecture given by ChatGPT accordingly. So that's how you need to start treating your GenAI platforms like ChatGPT. After that, now the build part will come, right? So let me be very open here, right? No GenAI platform can tell you exactly each and every step what you need to do in uh, Azure portal.azure.com, or AWS portal, or uh, Google, right? Because your let us say you have a latest feature released yesterday, okay, and that has UI, so many menus inside it, and then so many configurations inside in that cloud platform, right, or cloud feature, and your chat gpt do not know about it because it hasn't been trained. Okay, now what you need to do, please take a screenshots of those things and feed it to the chat gpt. Tell them that, hey, this is what it is, learn it, and explain me the steps to be done actually. So that's how we need to do. Otherwise you need to wait till your age, I mean your chat gpt or perplexity learn about those new features in that platform. But if you go to the paid version, you will get access to latest and greatest LLMs, and they might be getting trained on a regular basis. So, in a nutshell, it is not as simple as a one-click solution for you.
Okay.
So, how many of you used some of these platforms? I know somebody is using Copilot. Uh, Anyone recently tried Claude Cowork or Microsoft Cowork, or anyone used OpenAI Codex, or there are platforms like OpenClaw in the recent past. Okay. Any questions from anyone? So I'll share this, documentation with all of you as well. See, this is just a overview session, right? All I want to say that, hey, you are not getting replaced. Basically, your role is getting elevated. All you need to do is, go and learn these platforms. Okay, most of these platforms are pre-built. You don't need to spend, days and weeks to learn them. Whenever if you're a developer, if there is some developer related coding agent coming into market, just go and spend a few hours on it, then you will understand the capabilities of that platform. Okay, of course, for you, if your company need to give it to you, they may take months, right? Till by then you will become a pro in that. So that's why, you are not getting replaced, but you need you need to learn all these new platforms, new techniques, so that your productivity will be improved, and your management will keep you with them basically. Okay, because they are going to spend a lot amount of money on these platforms, so the cost of the platforms and the cost of you will become a burden for them. But if you say that, hey, I know how to use GitHub Copilot, I just need 1 day to complete this functionality, and you need to say that earlier I used to take 3 days, now I can do it in 1 week with GitHub Copilot. That's the narrative you need to have. So that's why if you take engineers, right, like software engineers, be it any level, right, entry level, or senior level, or a lead, or anyone, they should be knowing this design pattern. They should be having this problem solving abilities, and they should start thinking from the system integration perspective. How I can integrate the database with programming a cloud service. And you need to know the best practices. If not, no, if you do not know the best practices, ask the Copilot. Hey, use the best practices as per the Microsoft standards, as per the Amazon, as per the Google. That's how you need to teach it. If you don't tell them, they will go in their own way. And especially, and even for the leaders, if you're a project manager, if you're an architect, etc., right, stop doing everything on your own, right? There are platforms to create a project plan for you. There are platforms to create a logical architecture, or conceptual architecture for you. There are platforms to create a presentation for you. So there are hundreds and thousands. So spend your time more on your system thinking and less on content creation. Content creation can be done by these platforms. Yeah, we have another 4 minutes to go. Any other questions? Okay, so probably what you have to do is you take some of your use cases in your project, right, and go and start implementing completely using your GitHub Copilot or Chat GPT, or in a Cloud Code. Okay, then you will realize whether it is working for you or not working. If it is not working for you, don't leave it, right? Because you do not have an option. You cannot leave it because your management will force you to use it. You need to find a way to work to make it better. You need to know how to use that platform, how to teach it, how to get the best out of it. So that's where all this prompt engineering, etc., comes. So by the way, there is no such role called prompt engineering. That's a hype actually. Prompt engineering is nothing but your question to the platform, because there are so many videos on Instagram and Facebook, right? Hey, uh, what are you doing? They say I'm a prompt engineer getting 40 lakhs per annum. Those are all just marketing gimmicks. Don't fall into that. You need to know how to use these platforms. If you want to get into Gen AI area, you want to become a Gen AI engineer, you want to become a Gen AI architect, okay, then you need to start learning the platforms like if you're a Microsoft guy, you need to start learning platforms like AI Foundry, Microsoft Copilot Studio. So those are the platforms giving you capabilities to create a Gen AI agents, okay. And if you are on Amazon, you need to start using the Gen AI products in the Amazon itself. So if you're an architect, you need to know uh, all these platforms, but at a high level, not in detail. Okay. So that's all from my side. I just wanted to give a glimpse of what's happening. There is nothing to worry. It's all about how you upgrade yourself and keep up to date yourself with respect to Gen AI platforms, be it a coding agent, be it a testing agent, be it a research agents, which will do everything for you, all the way from creating requirements to use cases to test cases to code to deployment as well. Okay, and if you're especially if you're in some operations, then you have a very hard time because most of the operations will be automated with AI agents. Okay, so in future, if you are working on any support projects, doing some bug fixing or doing some configuration changes, or you might be doing some password research kind of work, etc., then you need to move away from that, because there are platforms like uh, OpenClaw. Okay, there are platforms like Perplexity Computer. The name itself is a computer from Perplexity. They will do all these things for you. So they will replace support engineers in future. So if there are 10 support engineers now, they will become 2 or 3 in future, because you need someone to review the work done by these Gen AI agents as well. So guys, that's it from my side today. And thank you for your time today. And be in touch on LinkedIn. Uh, I'm happy to answer any of your queries and guide you.
Sure. Thanks, Purna.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Puna.
Talk
Thanks
to
for
you
your
soon again.
Thank you, Purna. Bye for now.